Hey guys, a common problem with the Ford Econoline vans is that when you're on the highway and you're driving and accelerating, there is a problem where the air conditioner will trip into the defrost, and then when you stop accelerating, it will go back to the vents where they're supposed to be. And the problem with this is that the vacuum reservoir and the check valve, which are inside the dash, are failing and they need to be replaced. In order to replace it, say with a dealer, you're looking at least about $1,200. This fix is a bypass using the Ford part, using the vacuum reservoir and the check valve from Ford, and will cost you probably about $40 compared to the $1,200. So let's get started and let's take a look how to do this in a very simple and easy way. So the first thing you want to do is go under the hood, and you'll see this vacuum line next to the engine oil, and it is a red vacuum line. There it is. And we are going to disconnect that. That comes from the engine, and you're going to disconnect it on the left side and on the right side. Save the connectors because we can use those again where the reservoir bypass is going to happen inside the on the passenger side. And so this come apart pretty easy. And on the left side there, that line actually goes to the existing reservoir. Now we're back in the van, inside the van, and I have the doghouse removed, and I'm pulling that vacuum line that I was just showing you on the other side through to the inside of the van. There it is. There's the red vacuum line that I was just showing you. Now we're going to remove this cover here from the dash. Comes out, pops out real easy. And then we're going to, with a 5/16 socket, we're going to take this metal facing off. Also comes off very easy. And with a 10 millimeter, I'm going to take this bolt off on the doghouse because we're going to use that as a hole for that red vacuum line to bring it through for the bypass. And I take a Phillips screwdriver, and we're going to poke a hole through the lining there, and we're going to cut that vacuum line. And then we're going to feed it through that hole. Now these are the products that you're going to need. You can pick these up through Amazon, or you can go to your Ford dealer and pick them up there. This is a particular part number that I used for my 2000 Ford Econoline. And once you take it out of the box, it's going to look like this. This is what is actually inside your dash, and this is the part that you need to replace, the vacuum reservoir. And this is the check valve that you also need to replace. Again, you're looking at probably $30 to $40 for these two parts, and then also you're going to need to go to Home Depot and pick up this fuel line, probably another $10 there. And you can pause the video if you want to look at the exact dimensions, because that fuel line was the perfect size to connect to the existing vacuum lines. So up underneath the dash here, you're going to see some lines, some vacuum lines that are actually, the black one is actually coming from the existing reservoir within the dash, and that goes up to the controls for the defrost and the AC. You want to make sure you get the right one. I'm pulling this out here because I'm going to cut it. Again, make sure that you get the right line here, and I'll show you in just a minute how you can check for sure that you're getting the right one. So once I cut it there, you can see where it's running up to a connector, and then from the connector it goes up into the dash. And if you pop this little cover here, you'll see where that black line is running up and then moves into the actuators there that help when you control, things like the defrost. So I'm taking the red vacuum line that we brought through. I'm using the connector that we had at the beginning, and it fits right over there, the black side of the check valve. And I've got some tubing, you'll see at the bottom there, that's actually going to the reservoir. So again, using an existing connector, if you run out of connectors or you don't have the right size, you can always pick these up at your local auto parts store. Fortunately, I had everything that I needed to connect these lines from what I already had existing. So it fits on there real nicely. Using the tubing again to act as a adapter for the other side. You'll see that in a minute. So when it all is said and done, this is what the setup you're going to have. The red vacuum line on the left. On the right, you've got the vacuum line going up to the controls, and then you have this line coming down here to the vacuum reservoir. And we're going to install that up inside the dash. I actually found a perfect spot for it by pulling out a bolt there, and it fit right into the hole you can see there. And I was amazed that it actually fit perfect, and once you get it installed there, it becomes hidden behind those covers that we took off, and so that was a really nice fit. So I'm starting it out here and then attaching it underneath. This fan is an E350 Super Duty, and I looked at a lot of videos and took the best out of everything that I could find on YouTube. And there was some things where guys actually took the whole dash apart. That was pretty amazing, just to find that they didn't need to. And so I took the best of all the different videos out there. Thanks to all the guys who helped make this video possible through trial and error. I'm taking some duct tape to fill in the hole there so that no exhaust comes through into the passenger side. So this is what the finished looks like, and you can see the line coming through, connecting to the reservoir and the check valve, and then you just put your cover back on. And also want to just pop that plastic cover, just hit it a few times, so you pop it back in, and you're set. So fortunately it all worked, and I got my AC back. So hopefully this helps somebody else as well.
Air is coming out good.